Hi everybody. So, I haven't done a video in a while. I know, I'm really sorry. Things have come up in my life. I kind of don't want to talk about them in the video. There's some family things. But I will do just a review today, and that is on the first season of Rain. So here's what it looks like. Rain is a CW show. CW, I feel like, is often a channel that's geared towards like teenagers usually, like their shows. This particular show is about Mary Queen of Scots. She was a real queen. She lived during the same time as Elizabeth I of England. In fact, they're actually cousins. And this show takes place during her younger years before, well, actually, I think next season Elizabeth will take over, I believe, as Queen of England. So in this particular season, Elizabeth's sister Mary Tudor, or as history has dubbed her Bloody Mary, is the Queen of England, and Mary is living in France because the English want to kill her and take over Scotland. So she lives in France. She's actually betrothed to this guy. He's Francis. He is the next king of France. This is his illegitimate brother Bash. There's like a love triangle going on here in this show between these three, or at least in this season. The show is actually very good. It's got a lot of drama and things like that. I think the acting is very good. She, right here, this is Adeline Kane, plays Drusilla in Once Upon a Time this season, who everyone's like, oh, she's a really good actress. This show is the one to watch for her acting, I feel like. Not really Once Upon a Time. And I'm not saying, it's just, this season hasn't been, all that wonderful to me, at least. But I think this is the show that really proves her acting talent. And oh, I just kind of skipped around. See, so she's living in France, and it's kind of about her life in France and her relationship with mainly Francis, but also with this guy over here, and then with this woman here. This is Catherine de Medici. She is Francis's mother. She's the Queen of France, and she's kind of like, I guess you can say, the villain. But I mean, she's not really, royalty back then did things, crazy things. You think about how Henry VIII had 2 of his wives beheaded. So, I mean, some of the stuff honestly doesn't surprise me, although it could be they're taking historical liberties with the show, which they are. They've admitted it. Because the show is not 100% historically accurate. Yes, it's about Mary Queen of Scots, but this isn't a fact. This isn't really what happened. Like, don't go watching the show and thinking, oh, I can ace my history test on Mary Queen of Scots. No. This, has some facts, like she does marry Francis type of thing, but also I think, like, this character Bash, I don't know if he really existed or not, or if they've made him up, but I'm sure there wasn't a thing going on between these two. I don't 100% know. Unfortunately, Mary Queen of Scots is not someone I know a lot about. Actually, I have a love of history, I really do. I just haven't been focusing on my love of history recently. I've been more into, I'm sure as you noticed, like fairy tale type of things, and science fiction, so I haven't really gotten into my love of history. This show, though, makes me want to learn more about Mary Tudor. Not Mary Tudor, excuse me. Mary Stuart. This is Mary Stuart, not Mary Tudor. So that's a plus from the show. It makes me want to actually learn more about her life. But I do think it's a really good show. It's a fun show to watch. If you can put aside, put that brain, and say, okay, turn off it, the whole historical part right there, like, just toss it out the window. Say, okay, I'm just watching this because it's fun entertainment and not, something to learn from. Then you'll enjoy the show more than you would if you focused on all the little details from history, if they're accurate or inaccurate type of thing. It's kind of what I had to do with, like, The Tudors. I love that show. Yes, it probably is, and there's historical inaccuracies in that show, I'm sure. I know in that show they really kind of made a big deal about Anne Boleyn as one of Henry's wives. Like, they kind of portrayed that relationship as being, like she was the love of Henry's life, which I don't think was legit. I don't, honestly, like, when I read about Henry VIII, I don't feel like he cared about any of his wives that much, other than maybe Jane Seymour, because she actually bore the son that he wanted so bad. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But yeah, even the costuming, I feel like, isn't as accurate. Right now on the cover, you can see some accurate costumes, but I remember, they have a bonus feature here talking about recreating recreating the 16th century, I think it says. And they're talking about, like, costumes and sets. I know they said that in the time period, men wore something called a pumpkin patch, I think they said it was called. But they put the men in pants, which wasn't accurate to that time, apparently. I'm not a clothing expert either. I focus more on the people, but I do kind of notice, like, the costumes look, like, some of the dresses look very modernized to me. I don't know. They don't look like this most of the time, but that could just be me. Like I said, I don't know. I went into this knowing very little about Mary Stuart. You wanted to call her Tudor. I left wanting to know more about her and about this woman over here as well, because I thought she was very interesting. I think the most interesting character in the show besides Mary. Like, these two, to me, are the ones, like, you want to learn the most about. The others, they're interesting, but not as interesting as these two women. And these two actresses are phenomenal in this show. And another thing they do, they use modern music, like modern, I don't want to say pop songs because they're not pop songs, but they use, like, modern, I guess, rock songs, I want to call them, because they're not pop, they don't sound pop, but they use them, like, when they're dancing or things like that. It throws me off. I'm not a fan of doing that in historical dramas like this, or period dramas. I like more, historically accurate music, or less orchestral music to me. There is a score. It's a nice score, but whenever they throw in one of those songs, I'm like, oh my goodness, it takes me out of the time period, I feel like. That's just my opinion. I do think the audience it's intended for likes that, though. I'm sure this is intended for teenagers to watch, so I think they probably enjoy it more than adults would, but I could be wrong. I'm sure some adults enjoy the music and things. Yeah, I really enjoyed this show. I can't wait to watch the second season. I did buy that one. I know that Elizabeth, I believe, will be showing up in that season. She wasn't in this season. Elizabeth first. She's mentioned. This season definitely focuses more on Mary and him, and Mary and Catherine over here. She's kind of the antagonist. I think Elizabeth will become the antagonist further on, after, I'm sure, Mary returns to Scotland at some point. This show is only 4 seasons long, so it's not going to take me that long to get through the show. I just had to buy the last 2 seasons. So, I will do that, and I really enjoy this. I do recommend it. Again, if you're someone that loves history, you're probably not gonna love this one too much, unless you can, you know, put that aside and just watch it for the fun of it. But I do recommend it. I think it's very good, and I will see you in my next review for iZombie. Bye!